Saquon is going to break the 40
worst run defenses in the entire league. The Eagles got the passing thing out of their system last week. They showed everybody they can still do it. And now it is time to get Saquon Barkley this record. I don't think there's any question that he ends up with this record by the end of the season.
Okay, let's live in this for a minute because I find this fascinating. He needs to average 139 yards per game the last three games in order to do it. He ran for over 140 yards the first time they played the Commanders, for whatever it's worth. Here's the bottom line. In order to get this record, they're probably it's going to have to be intentional, right? They may be locked in to the 2 seed by the time we get to the end. What I'm saying is they're going to have to go for it. I've been saying all week, I think they're going to go for it. I think Saquon will want it. I think the line will want it. You are shaking your head at me. Why are you shaking your head?
If I am Howie Roseman as a GM, I am coming out of the box. I'm going down the field. I'm taking his helmet.
You are no fun.
That's right. I want to get a ring, not a record, Saquon. You couldn't have been better. This has been outstanding on the field, off the field. We don't care about this record. We want to win a ring, and we're going to sit you. Well, if we know that the seed is locked in 1 or 2, Greeny, you put all personal records aside, and we're trying to win a championship.
Can I just throw into the conversation the fact that their last game is against the Giants? I mean,
who allow 144 rushing yards a game.
When healthy.
And all the history there involving Saquon.
Healthy, right.
And the fact that that guy with the plane's going to fly that banner all the way to Philly. It's a short trip.
There are going to be packed suitcases all over that locker room.
Look, I've been making this case all week long.
Yeah.
Like, this is a different kind of record. Like, baseball is the sport where you know all the numbers, right? You know the number. You know what Babe Ruth's record was, Roger Maris, Barry Bonds. Football, what is the passing yards record?
Yeah.
Someone tell me. Who holds it? Who has the most passing yards in a season? People don't know that. This is the record everyone, Eric Dickerson, 2105. It has survived the entire careers of Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders and all these, Adrian Peterson and Derrick Henry. Everyone who went for these. Oh, you were there.
I was there when Jamal Lewis
went for 2,000 yards.
Exactly, and it was against a division rival. And they put 13 in the box. I think Bill Cowher was out there, too, making sure that Jamal
They weren't going to let you break
not on their watch.
I don't know that the Giants have that in them.
When you're an NFL general manager, you are the CWO, the Chief Worry Officer, and you're thinking about what could go wrong. And God forbid Saquon Barkley's out there and your seat is locked in.
Put him on pace. But if I'm Washington, I'm thinking that he's not going to run the football this week. You know they're going to try and duplicate what happened the week before. I'm not letting him get that record, divisional opponent. I'm going to make sure that I put 8 in the box. You got to beat me on the outside.
What'd you say? He needs 130 a game?
139.
139. Okay, so Washington allows 132, Dallas allows 136, and the Giants allow 144 on average a game. That's to mortals. Like this guy's having this monster year. I don't think he's going to need to play a huge chunk of the Giants game in Week 18 to break this record. I think it'll be academic.
Do we put an asterisk on this because of the extra game?
That's a whole different conversation.
Context, right?
I know. I've heard it brought up before. I mean, the Roger Maris asterisk.
Is there one on Dickerson's? Because he broke one from a 14-game season?
Yeah. Let's put that aside. It's a good topic. You're a radio talk show host. You think like a radio talk show host. I appreciate it. That's going to be next hour's topic. For the moment, let's live in this hour's topic because Graziano brings up an interesting point. This has been like as the Eagles' turn, right? Like they had to get. Have they worked out all their passing stuff? Like, oh, we're all good now. Like Jalen sits down, says, "Is that what you all wanted to see?" Now we're all good with that. Like A.J. Brown doesn't care if he doesn't get any passes this week, and it's all runs to Saquon Barkley.
Well, I think that what's fascinating is the Commanders traded for Marshawn Lattimore. We talked about this earlier, and one thing he can do is he is a physical press man-to-man corner.
What does that mean?
And him and AJ.
Let's just quickly put the picks on the screen, please, just so everyone sees, because we're split down the middle on this one. Go ahead, Grouse.
You guys are talking like Saquon is some kind of 3 yards in a cloud of dust running back.
That's not the one we meant.
If he needs 130 rushing yards, he can get half of them on one play.
But listen, listen.
You could hold him down all game, and then he tears off for 250-yarders in the fourth quarter.
And we saw that. We saw that in the last matchup. He closed the show. But I think because they've seen him, they're going to have a better opportunity. When you play somebody twice in the division, it's hard to beat them the same way twice.
Greeny, one of the things, Hembo gave me the stat. I know you like the Commanders too, but Commanders average 6.3 plays per drive, second most in the league, and 3 minutes and 3 seconds time of possession. Last week, we saw Philadelphia play keep away from the Steelers.
Was amazing.
Steelers had 2 drives in the second half. I think the Commanders are built where they could flip the script on Philly.
Yeah, I like Washington this week in this game. The first matchup between these two teams, the final score was not really indicative of the way the game played out. The Commanders, I think, have looked better since Jayden has looked a little healthier. I think this is a sneaky chance for an upset. Speaking of which, it's time for Joe with a bunch of bets.